Now, the memoir, In Good Hands, it's a doctor's story of breaking barriers for midwifery and birth rights. It's the #1 new release in several categories on Amazon right now.
It's penned by esteemed Nashville gynecologist and surgeon Dr. Daryl Martin. His story and effort decades ago to bring midwifery to the mainstream sparked controversy in the medical world, even lawsuits.
That's right. Sylvia Castaneda sat down with him to talk about his journey to change perceptions.
The book In Good Hands is a doctor's story of breaking barriers for midwifery and birth rights. It's about a choice this Nashville obstetrician Daryl Martin made in his career, and that choice triggered a whirlwind in the medical community and helped change perceptions about nurse midwives. Dr. Martin, thanks for joining us today on Local on 2.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get started with the book, because it's a fascinating read, talk to us about the difference between delivering a baby via the OBGYN pathway versus the nurse midwifery pathway.
I think in general, midwives perceive birth as a more natural process as opposed to a pathological one, which physicians often do because they're so used to dealing with complications. So the pathway of a midwife allows the couple to have more of an opportunity to bond, share, and enjoy the process without a lot of interventions. And so they are very equally trained for obstetrics. As you see, when an OBGYN is trained, they will learn a lot about gynecology, a lot about pathology, but midwives do it from a more natural perspective. And they're safe. Every study has shown that they are as safe, if not safer, with birth as compared to physicians. So obviously they work then collaboratively with physicians in a mutual joint practice so that one works with the other in making sure that everything continues to be safe.
I've sat in on a group of midwives working with patients, and it is very touchy-feely, very warm and cozy, so it is a little bit of a difference. So then in your book, you basically were a big advocate for midwifery, and it really was a radical change in your career. And you faced some significant challenges because of this, so how did you deal with all that?
It was tough, with a lot of family support, predominantly my wife, since when everything was evolving in Nashville, we had 3 children under 4 years of age. So it was not an easy journey, but I knew we were doing the right thing. I knew that we were there to serve the couples and that having an opportunity to have midwives was the right thing. I saw better outcomes. I saw women leaving the hospital much more quickly without problems, that it was safe. And I also saw the bonding that occurred between families and the midwives. And I said, this is the way I want to practice. You know, this I feel like is the best way for me to practice, knowing it's legal, it's safe. And so that started the journey.
But you were challenged about this.
Oh, absolutely. And the challenge came in when we wanted to add midwives in town. My practice was in Hendersonville at a new hospital, and that didn't offer much of an impact to the locals, meaning the local physicians in Nashville. However, when we wanted to move out of them delivering just a Nashville General and delivering poor people and delivering people who had insurance, that created a problem for the private physicians. As you'll see, they made a strong effort to stop me from threats, from saying that it was funny at the time, but it didn't seem funny afterwards, that there were starving obstetricians in Nashville, so they needed to have the business, and that it was okay for midwives to take care of poor people, but not to take care of people who had insurance.
There were lawsuits, right?
Yes, there were. The first one was one that helped to stop any attacks throughout the country, not only here in Nashville, an antitrust lawsuit. That was the first lawsuit, yes.
And attacks, you're talking about attacks on doctors who were in nurse midwifery programs to move things forward versus delivering a baby with a doctor at a hospital,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. A midwife typically does not work independently. She works collaboratively with the physician. So if the physician is attacked and something happens with his malpractice insurance, in my case specifically, then the nurse midwife doesn't have anywhere to turn. So if they attack the physician, they don't have to attack the midwife.
And then this made it all the way to Congress, right?
Yes, it did. There was a congressional hearing before, at that time, Congressman Al Gore, and then there was ultimately a lawsuit, all of which we won, ultimately.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, your journey through this book. In good hands, we wish you much success and your continuing advocacy for nurse midwives. That's so wonderful. I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you, Sylvia, for your copy of In Good Hands, a doctor's story of breaking barriers for midwifery and birth rights. Just visit Amazon.com.